trip and thought we did some good things in both games. But to be able to have a complete game today and to finish it out, we beat a good basketball team. I think Cal's a tournament team. They remind me a lot of our team that made the tournament 3 years ago. Two really good guards that handle the ball, two really good shooters in Camden and Bell, and then a couple of five-men that kind of do all the dirty work. I thought we did a good job of neutralizing their guards today. That was a point of emphasis for us, is to really try to keep Ames and Pippen out of the paint. And then we had an awareness for Camden and Bell. And I thought our defense today was very, very good. We were able to withstand some runs that they had in the second half. Guys stepped up and made big plays, big shots, big free throws. This guy rebounded the heck out of the basketball. And so just really, really happy for my team, our guys, to be able to come out here and get a split, but most importantly to get better and to beat a good basketball team.
We're going to start with questions for Barry, then we'll let him go.
Barry, what was the difference today to you versus the Stanford game where you guys had a lead in the second half and lost it? You guys were able to defend one. What was kind of the difference?
I think urgency, us having urgency and understand that, we can always put a good first half together, but now second half, and, we came out of the half and just like, hey, we got to put this good second half together. We got to come out here with some energy, come out with some force, throw the first punch. And if we do that, we'll be all right.
Coach Cal's done a pretty good job taking care of the ball this season, but they did not handle the ball well in their win over SMU. Did you see something about their ball handling that kind of gave you some tells about how to force these turnovers, getting the 16 in the game?
No, we didn't see anything. I think they have really good guards. I just thought we were very active defensively. I thought our guys did a really good job of understanding our game plan and what we were trying to do. We were in gaps early. We had really active hands, and we were able to build out and get to their shooters. But it wasn't any tell. I mean, look, they beat a really good SMU team that really pressures and gets after you. I think we had 9 steals in the first half, so I think that shows our activity and what we were doing, on the defensive side of the ball.
Coach Mark.
Up front and then to you, Steve.
Jeff, what did you see from Amari this afternoon? 6 assists to 3 turnovers, handling the pressure.
Yeah, I thought the most important thing is what he did defensively. He and Polo really wanted the challenge to stick with Pippen and with Ames, so we didn't do as much switching as we have been doing. And those guys did a really, really good job of hunting them. And then Amari, when he lets the game come to him, he's big and he can pass the basketball. And he made some great plays. I thought our team made great plays. Getting the ball to Camp. We knew they were going to be very aggressive in their ball screen covers. That is something that we've seen on tape. And so we really tried to work on getting off the ball quick, making quick reads. Then I thought Cam made some unbelievable passes and plays down there. So but for Amari to have 6 assists, I think he had 5 rebounds. But I thought his defensive effort was excellent this afternoon.
Coach Mark was in here a few minutes ago saying emphatically that you guys wanted it more than his team did. Coming into the game, you would think Cal had more for which to play than you guys did. How were you able to, for want of a better term, out-motivate Cal today?
I don't know if we out-motivated them. I don't know if it was that. We've tried to take every game as it is, concentrate on that one. I do know, being in the position that Cal is in, sometimes human nature catches up with you, and perhaps that happened today. And what I mean by that, they had a big win over SMU. And sometimes when you're dealing with, 18 to 22, 23-year-olds, you look at a team's record, you see that, they just lost to Stanford, who I think Cal beat them twice, so you think it's going to be easy. And perhaps that happened. I don't know. I'm not in their minds. I'm not Mark. I just know he has a really good team. I think they are a tournament team. I think they should be. I know today's loss is hard for the metrics, but I think they have a really good basketball team, and I've been really impressed with how he put this group together. When you lose 2 guys like they did, and Stojakovic and the kid that went to Georgia, Wilkerson, who was 6th man of the year, it could look gloomy. And I thought he and his staff did an unbelievable job in the portal of putting together a roster where the pieces fit. Seems like they really like each other, and they've played that way all year. We just played well this afternoon.
Jeff, what more can you say about Cam and his efforts this past couple of weeks when he's dealing with an injury?
Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful for it, man, because, you know, you look around the country, sometimes guys get banged up this time of year. You maybe think there's nothing to play for, and you could shut it down. But, you know, he's given us everything. You know, yesterday he actually did a little bit more in practice. I was impressed with us in practice yesterday, with our guys' mindset coming off of a tough loss where we controlled the game and we were up, I think, 6 with 5.5 minutes. One of you asked, you know, what was the difference of last game and this game with the lead? I think the difference is a Corey. I think it's plain and simple with that. But Cam has given us everything. I'm so grateful of the relationship, you know, being a part of his journey, helping him helping us. And he was terrific. I mean, he got us going in the first half. His passing, you know, his defense, I just thought he did an unbelievable job.
What kind of steps did he take to be able to string together a couple of good games?
Yeah. You know, he's allowed the game to come to him. He's obviously made shots. If you look at the last 4 games, you know, he's really shot the basketball well from behind 3. He's been a really good cutter and understanding when to cut, and he's just made some big-time plays for us.
Hi, Coach. I noticed that at some point midway during the first half, you were 2 for 11 on 3-point shots. However, after that point, you improved to 5 out of 10. What changes did you make? And also, what do you think allowed Noyes and DeMarco to be able to get open looks from the perimeter?
You know, I thought we had some really good looks to start the game. We just didn't make them. And one of the things I tell our team, especially the guys that shoot the basketball from 3, those are my shots. As long as you're taking good shots, I can live with the result. Obviously, we want to make more than we miss, but keep shooting the basketball. You know, it was an incident where I thought Barry had an open look in the first half, but he drove it, and he was hesitant. And when he came back to the bench, I told him, like, yo, shoot the ball. Like, that's my shot. Like, shoot it. Like, I have confidence in you shooting the basketball. Sometimes, and I know this from personal experience as a player, sometimes as a player you can be your own worst enemy, where you really need to be your biggest cheerleader. And sometimes you can get in your own head. And that happens. That happens with all players. It happens with younger guys. It happens. But we try to encourage them to take good shots, and I think that's why those guys were able to, first and foremost, we were able to generate good looks, and they stepped into them with confidence. As far as Noyes and DeMarco, again, I thought it came from our passing. You know, Polo hit 1 off the bounce 3. I think the first play of the second half, he hit a 3 off the bounce. But every other 3 that we hit, for the most part, were all catch and shoot 3s. And so I thought we really passed the basketball well.
Mark mentioned your physicality as a team quite a bit as a factor in the win. How do you feel like the physicality contributed to your win, particularly on defense?
Yeah, well, that's something that we try to do. I thought we did a good job of it today. I thought our mentality defensively today was at a really high level from the standpoint of, obviously, we have a lot of respect for this team. We know that they're good. I thought our preparation yesterday was at a really high level, and I thought that carried over. As far as the physicality, you know, Roman's a pretty physical guy. Cam can be a physical guy. Amari is big. He can be a physical guy. So is Polo. This guy's learning how to do it, and it's gotten so much better than he was earlier in the year. I just thought we did a lot of good things on both sides of the basketball today.
All right. Thank you all.
See you guys.